My name is Ian Angel, and I'm the Emeritus Professor at the London School of Economics. Anyone who has watched my previous videos would know that I regularly use the quotations of Friedrich Nietzsche to reinforce the points I'm making. You can find these videos on my YouTube channel at the internet address shown on this first slide, or you can Google me, Ian Angel YouTube playlists, Angel spelled with two L's, and you can find them eventually. For those of you new to Nietzsche's works, I can thoroughly recommend you start with an overview of the great man's thinking set out in A Nietzsche Reader, a Penguin classic by R.J. Hollingdale. You can follow this up with my two particular favourite books, Beyond Good and Evil, another Penguin classic, and The Will to Power, specifically the version edited by Walter Kaufmann. Because Nietzsche has had such a significant influence on me personally, I've decided to produce a series of short videos in which I will discuss some of my favourite quotations. The first quotation to consider is "Woman was God's second mistake," found in section 48 of the Antichrist. Taken out of context, this quotation is guaranteed to raise the hackles of anyone who is politically correct or religiously minded. I should explain that these words were not Nietzsche being a male chauvinist. Rather, they were his idea of a joke, obliquely referring to Genesis and the Garden of Eden, with Eve being created out of Adam's rib. Indeed, and quite to the contrary, in this section, Nietzsche explicitly condemns, for example, Catholic priests who for centuries had taught that women were second-class citizens, following on directly from the misogyny of St. Paul. Woman was not the target of his rhetoric. No, this quotation comes after his reference to God's first mistake, namely that Homo sapiens was given control over the planet. Such was the sixth day, as described in verses 27 and 28 of Genesis 1. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. So what exactly was God's first mistake? In the Antichrist, Nietzsche says it was God's creation of mankind. Nietzsche points at human knowledge, and in particular science, through which humanity itself has aspired to become godlike. God had inadvertently created a competitor. That was his mistake. Not that Nietzsche objected to the scientific method. His concern was scientism, the excessive and arrogant belief that scientific analysis will eventually deliver a theory of everything, and with it, godlike control of the human condition. Now, I too object vehemently to scientism, and it became the target of the book that I wrote with my good friend Dionysius Demetis. Hence, we chose Science's First Mistake as the most appropriate title for that book. Now, you are welcome to download a PDF version of it for free by simply visiting our website, www.sciencesfirstmistake.com, and following the links. Thank you.